Welcome back everybody to another video about Magnus Carlsen. This is an insane game I just found where he was playing Fabiano Caruana in 2014. The engine said he played like a 3,000 rated player, and I think that's just absurd. 10 years ago he was playing so good, and he's rated 2881, so that's really high. We have d4 and knight f6, which is the Indian game, and Magnus continues with knight to f3, which is the knight's variation. We have g6, g3, and now Fabiano develops his bishop, fianchettoing it right at a castle right away. We have bishop to g2, and now c5 by Fabiano. You can take here, but after you take, queen a5 check is really good, so it's really scary for you. So Magnus just defends to defend the pawn and defend against the queen check because it's no longer a check anymore because the pawn's blocking it. We have pawn to d5, which is a good move. It's not amazing, but you can capitalize on it, and Magnus plays the best move in the position. We have Fabiano castling, and now Magnus castles as well. We have a5 by Fabiano Caruana, and Magnus plays bishop to e3, defending this pawn and just playing a good opening. We have knight to c6 by Fabiano Caruana, and this is not the right idea. What he would have instead had to play was something like knight to g4, just trying to jump into the center, attacking this bishop. That was not the best move, but he plays not the best move either, and knight to a3 is the best move for Magnus. They probably both know this position, so they're going to probably play the best moves, even if they're random weird ones. Like probably putting your knight here looks better, but it is blocked by the pawn, so I don't know. You could probably find something better for white to do than here, but apparently that's the best move. Now we have a4 by black, and now queen slides over to c1, which is a crazy move. Maybe you're thinking of something like this, but it's such a random move that I don't think you'd see it unless you knew this position and had studied it in an engine before. We have e5 by Fabiano Caruana, and now rook slides over to d1, and we have queen to e7 now, and they are going to be in a middle game right now. 0 pieces traded. Magnus Carlsen is up 1 pawn, as you can see, and we have knight to b5. Not the best move, but the idea is just trying to throw him off, I think. Maybe there's an idea, but it doesn't look like the knight can really go anywhere. So my guess is that he's just trying to throw him off, because the only move is it's really going back here. But the best move for black is to go e4. He doesn't see it. Well, they're both the best move, I guess, this and this. Both very good moves. Bishop d6, just defending here. But I'm pretty sure you're never going there. Like, knight d6 is an outpost, but you can just attack the outpost with your pawn immediately, and it looks a little scary. We have knight to g5 now by Magnus Carlsen, attacking this bishop that was just placed here. And it is an accuracy, so it's about equal on the thing. A little bit better for white, but doesn't make a big difference. We have bishop to g4 by Fabiano Caruana, not wanting to trade off like that, but instead keeping the bishop on the board and allowing this knight to go here. I assume that you can just push here. h6 is the best move to kick out this knight, but I really think that this might be a good idea. Yeah, no, it's not even in the top 5 best moves. b6 is it's not there. He plays h6, which is the best move. We have knight dropping back to f3, best move, and now king to h7 is not a good idea. Fabiano Caruana thinks he's in a good position. I don't know, maybe he's rerouting this knight. I'm not sure. We have h3 by Magnus Carlsen. It is an inaccuracy, but these are not bad inaccuracies. You're giving him a question, like, where are you putting this bishop? Are you trading it off? Are you dropping it here? Because if you drop it there, you lose a piece. So obviously you wouldn't drop it there. You gotta go to one of these squares, one of those 3. He drops it to this one, which apparently is the best, defending this pawn, I guess, but it's also defended by the knight. So now it's got 2 defenders, and we have Magnus Carlsen playing b4, and it's allowed to be en passant here. And I don't think it's a big deal, even if he does take, and he does. Magnus just takes back, and we have rook takes, queen takes, and now Magnus is just trading some pieces down, looking like he's in a better position, and this is what Magnus Carlsen does best. he gets in a little bit of an endgame and then just presses and presses until he's in a winning position. You can see he's not winning at all here, but he's going to slowly gain an advantage. We have knight dropping back to d2, and knight takes, no, sorry, not knight takes, f5, which is a big mistake. The best move was d4, attacking this bishop, and the second best move was knight takes d6. Sorry, d6, back here. But we have f5 here, which is not the right idea. Magnus needs to find one move, or it's drawing, which is knight 2 takes e4. This is the only move that secures the advantage, and he finds it. Now he's up a point, and the reason it's so bad is because it opens up the center here for Magnus's rook, and if you take this way, I'm not sure. They're grandmasters, and I suck at the game. But we have queen sliding over to b1, attacking us, pressure in the center. Maybe we're going to push here. We'll see what happens. We have pawn forwards, bishop drops backwards to d2, pawn forwards again, bishop drops to e1. This is crazy. He just dropped his bishop back everywhere, and it's the best every time. You can take here, but I take back, and then I'm defending here against this pawn. You can take here, but then I take, and then your pawn's not really doing much. Maybe this rook jumps in, but then you just lose it to the bishop, so that makes no sense. We have bishop to f5, attacking this queen. Queen can slide somewhere, but it's not the best. Magnus is still a tiny bit better, and he's just going to keep on growing this advantage very slowly, especially when his opponent makes mistakes. And now he's about up 2 points, and Magnus finds the best move immediately. And we have taking back, which is also the best move, but if you're down 2 points and you're facing Magnus, I don't think there's a chance you win, unless he's under like extreme time pressure and you're a very good player. Magnus's bishop is under attack, so he counter threats and attacks his hanging queen. If you were to take here or something, or sorry, I guess you would never take here. So see, it's not really attacking the free queen, unless, I don't know, he's dumb somehow. He takes the piece, and Magnus, instead of taking back, decides to make 2 threats. Attack the bishop and attack the queen, because now he has to move the queen, and then he can just take the bishop. So we have pawn taking back, and now e4 by Magnus Carlsen, still up about 2 points, and he's just playing the best moves, and he's not making any mistakes. This is insane. We have pawn takes on e4, and this is a terrible move. Magnus Carlsen takes back with check, and now he's up about 3 points, and king drops back into the corner. Queen goes to e3, defending his pawn, and he's pretty much defending everything from that Fabiano could possibly have. We have rook to f4, and the bishop drops to g2, defending this pawn, so now he can free up the queen. I guess this is also defending there, but queen drops back to e7, which is not the right idea. Now Magnus Carlsen traded down a lot of pieces, still up a pawn, and he is completely crushing his opponent. We have queen dropping back to e2, queen goes to h4, now pawn forwards to b4, pawn forwards to e4, knight takes, which then backwards knight moves, hardest to see. You can't take, because then I just take and you're completely losing. Knight goes to e5, but after the rook attacks the knight, you don't even have to move the knight, but king g8 is what is played, which is a crazy move. Pawn forwards, rook drops back, pawn forwards again, pawn takes, pawn takes. You're going to promote this pawn. There's not much that black can possibly do. If you take here, I take here. Yeah, queen drops back to try to stop this pawn, but it's futile. There's nothing you can do. You're attacking the rook here, trying to get this fork, which would be crazy if you got it. Rook slides over, and that is not the right idea. King h1 is one of the best moves. Probably the best move. Knight to b5 is also very good, trying to promote this pawn, but king h1 just getting out of the pin. He finds knight to b5, promoting this pawn, and queen goes to e6. You can play check here. Yeah, that's what he played. King goes over, queen here, check, and the rook blocks, and there's nothing you can really do. Pawn forwards, and it's pretty much just game over. He plays the pawn forwards. We have queen sliding, trying to take this. I don't know what the idea is, mate. No, he's not even defending the promotion square. We just queen. He goes queen to a1, just, I guess, delaying the inevitable loss here. King slides up, queen check, king goes back, and Fabiano Caruana resigns this position because he's down a queen. He's completely losing. Magnus just promoted. He didn't even win the game. He just found a way to promote his pawn, and then his opponent just resigned because there's nothing he can do. His pawn's defended by the queen and by the knight. So, thanks for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.